This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1093 of Horse Tip Daily, your almost everyday podcast full of helpful hints, useful facts, and practical techniques for horse folks. Brought to you today by Bimeda Equine. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is an excerpt from the Horses in the Morning Show Horse Health segment. Steve Kraus from Cornell University Farrier Program stops by the show to answer a listener question about aluminum shoes. And we'll get right to our tip after this from Bimeda Equine.
We all know the importance of deworming our horses, and Dr. Ellefson of Bimeda Equine is helping us make sure we are doing it right. Listen for his 4-part series the first week of every month on this very show. I just wanted to remind everyone, if you are due for deworming, why not save a few bucks on the popular Bimeda line of wormers, including Equimax, Bimectin, Exodus, Exodus Multidose, and Equil. You can find coupons and special offers at BimedaEquine.com, including a variety of rebate offers from cash to free ivermectin. You can also get up to $2 a dose back for Equimax. And while you're at Bimeda Equine, get your free horse health record keeper, and you can just download it there. Plus, learn a bunch about parasites and deworming at Bimeda, that's Bimeda, equine.com. We at the Horse Radio Network all use Bimeda dewormers because we want the best for our horses, and we know you want the best for yours too. BimedaEquine.com, and tell them the Horse Radio Network sent you.
Fantastic. Well, we talked to him just a little while ago with Steve Kraus. He's the head of Farrier Services at the Department of Clinical Sciences at Cornell University. Basically, he's like the farrier that knows everything. And we welcome Steve. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
You must like an intro like that. The farrier who knows everything.
Yeah, right. That perked me up. Actually, I don't know everything. No, I know a few things about a lot of things. Let's put it that way.
I'm with you. I know a little bit about a lot of stuff. We did have a listener question that says, wanted to know, I guess she's a hunter rider, and her trainer says put on aluminum shoes to help him move a little flatter, I guess. Is that something that could help? Does the weight of the shoe affect how the horse moves?
Certainly, and some horses are more likely to have a different effect on the gait with lighter or heavier shoes than other horses. So aluminum is a third the weight of steel, and for the same volume, the same cross-section of the shoe. So if you have a light-boned horse and you want him to move, low to the ground, like we call a daisy cutter, or a quarter Western Pleasure quarter horse that you don't want a lot of knee action, the lighter the shoe that you put on, the less weight he has to, think of the foot as a pendulum, or the leg, the leg is swinging. So the more weight you put on a pendulum, the more, animation it will have. So as you lessen the weight, especially on a lighter bone, smaller foot horse, the effect will be more by going to aluminum shoe, and you still have a lot of material to support the horse properly. Whereas if you had a steel shoe that was the same cross-section, it would add a lot of weight, which makes the arc of the flight of the foot more up and down. So going to aluminum for some horses, flattens the gait, which is what some people desire in the show ring. Now, if you have a really large horse, like a warm blood, quite often they try to put aluminum on some of them, and it doesn't seem to change the gait. In fact, sometimes they're not as well supported with that type of shoe, and just fitting them up with a proper shoe, because if you have a warm blood that's like 1,400 pounds and a big foot, going to a much lighter shoe is not going to have that proportionate effect on such a big body. But again, all horses are individuals, and some may move a little lighter with aluminum, but you really see the effect on lighter boned, smaller horses.
Well, you know what? I got to tell you something. I love talking to you because I just realized as I'm listening to you, I was a hunter for 10, 15 years, and my horse always wore aluminum. And that's just what they put on, all of them. And now I use steel. I never even realized that that's probably why they were doing that. I had a trainer that talked to the farrier, and that's what they did. So now I understand why. Still didn't win many blue ribbons, but that's okay. I still love them.
It's all about trying to be giving the horse a competitive edge in the show ring. So some horses will improve and move up in their class, and some won't. Typically, if you switch a horse in a barn over to aluminum, and the horse does well and wins a ribbon, then everybody in the barn wants you to do it.
I think that's what happened. It's like, I won with the aluminum. Everybody needs to do it, and that's probably why that happened. Now, does aluminum? First of all, do aluminum shoes cost the same, and do they last as long as steel?
Aluminum shoes are more expensive because aluminum is more expensive than steel. It's not terribly more expensive, but it certainly is an additional cost, and they wear out quicker because it's softer. So you don't get a lot of use, a lot of hard use out of aluminum shoes. So again, it's something you put on because you're giving the horse a competitive edge. He's doing better with this type of shoeing for the purpose that you're using the horse.
Now, I have an aluminum shoe question, too. Can aluminum shoes be fitted with the various and sundry types of traction additions that a steel shoe can, or are you limited?
Yes, you're limited. You cannot weld boreum or drill tech onto an aluminum shoe. But what you can do is you can drill and tap it and put the screw caulks in, or we also have these things called drive studs, which you drill a hole and you tap these little pins or drive studs into the aluminum, and aluminum will take that just fine. So if we shoe some of these horses, especially during the winter with aluminum, quite often we put some of these drive studs or little, permanent pins in them that are made out of tungsten carbide that give the horse a little bit of grip on the ice.
And with an aluminum shoe, you cannot draw and fold down a caulk, can you? Or can you?
You could, but it would not be. It would not last very long.
You just wear it right off.
Yeah, you're better off using, putting in some kind of drive stud, and they come in different sizes and shapes, and actually do pretty well that way.
Well, Steve, as always, this is just absolutely fascinating. I could talk to you forever. Unfortunately, we're kind of coming up against it. But Steve Kraus, where can people go to learn more, or maybe if they have a question for you, somebody at Cornell can help them, where do they go?
We do have a Facebook page, and it's called Cornell Farrier Program on Facebook, and they can contact me that way. They can also, if they're interested in coming to the farrier school, they can reach me at sek78@cornell.edu. And we also have, if they search Cornell's website for the farrier school in the veterinary college, they can find information about the farrier school there also.
I am officially a like on your page. So thank you so much. And you guys, again, if you want to get involved in the farrier school, I couldn't recommend Steve any more. My gosh, he's forgotten more about shoeing than any of us will ever know. So, Steve, thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to you again.
Well, there you have it. You can find links to today's guests as well as lots more tips at horsetipdaily.com. And don't forget, you can have all of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go by downloading the free Horse Radio Network app for iPhone or Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. Do it today. It's quick, it's free, and it's easy. You can also subscribe via iTunes to any one of our shows. This podcast was made possible through the generous support of Bimeda Equine and listeners like you. Learn how you can help support Horse Radio Network programming and qualify for auditors-only perks by going to horsetipdaily.com and clicking on the Become an Auditor banner in the center of the page. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.